Well, hello, everyone. My name is Darren, and I'm one of the marketing coordinators with BCIT's School of Health Sciences. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this online information session for the Electroneurophysiology program. First, I just want to say how happy we are to see you, and thanks for attending our presentation today. You can feel free to post any questions or comments you have into the chat during the presentation, and we will answer all the questions that we can near the end of the presentation in the Q&A segment. And if you could, for now, keep your microphone and video turned off until the end of the presentation to reduce connectivity issues or interruptions, that would be greatly appreciated. And just before we get started, I want to mention that the British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam. And our agenda for today is the welcome and introductions. We'll do a quick poll related to the program. We'll watch an electroneurophysiology video, and we'll go fairly quickly through the presentation and program interviews, and we'll have some program advising information, and then we'll do questions and answers at the end. So if you would like to, please answer the following poll question. What is electroneurophysiology? A study of electric activity in the weather, functional imaging using radioactive tracers, a study of electrons and neutrons, in the solar system, or a diagnostic testing to record electrical activity of, like, it's cut off, peripheral or central nervous system. The poll screen will expand if you drag it out. Okay, I think everyone has answered. Excellent. I'm going to end the poll, and I will share the results. Now, I would like to introduce Christy McIntosh, the program head for the Electroneurophysiology program, and she's going to talk more about the program, and she can let us know how we did on the poll question. Take it away, Christy.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Christy McIntosh. I'm the program head for Electroneurophysiology. I've been the program head at BCIT for 17 years now, actually. And in addition, I actually went to BCIT and then went away for a while for a bunch of years to work, and then came back to BCIT because I'm so proud of this program. So the poll actually looks like 100% got diagnostic testing to record electrical activity of the peripheral or the central nervous system. This is great. Thank you so much for getting that question correct, because then I also know that you're in the right place, that you know what you've signed up for to hear about today. Next slide, please.
The video. Okay, just give me 1 second, and I'm just going to have to switch to share screens here, and I'll be right with everyone. Pardon me for a moment.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, hi. My name's Keith Anderson, Bachelor of Arts Technologist in Training. Are you a neuroscience nerd, a brainiac, crazy for the cranium? Then do we have a program for you?
In the Electroneurophysiology program here at BCIT, you will be studying the central nervous system by learning how to perform electroencephalograms, or EEGs. You will not only receive lectures, but also hands-on experience and practice in your labs. You will also be studying the peripheral nervous system and learning how to perform nerve conduction studies. Because of its smaller class size, the program gives instructors the time to help you one-on-one whenever you need, whether it be with class projects or technique in the lab. The small class size also helps you bond with your classmates, So even though the program may be hard, you can always find ways to have fun.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. I love that video too. If you ever want to look it up again, it was actually made by some students of ours about 4 years ago, and you can find it on YouTube. Yeah, they spontaneously made that for me actually once, just to, I think, to get some bonus marks actually. Anyway, so a little bit about electroneurophysiology. So electroneurophysiology, we are one of only 3 specialized programs of its kind in Canada. Our graduates are highly sought after from other hospitals and clinics across Canada. Everybody knows that it's, BCIT, it's where you get your technologists. So hospitals and healthcare clinics use trained technologists to operate their sophisticated electroneuroddiagnostic testing equipment. The majority of our graduates do go to hospitals, actually. I'd say about 95% of them. And we're the only provider of the ENPY training program in BC. And so BCIT, like I said, everybody knows that BCIT is where you get your graduates from to go work in the hospitals. There's also quite a dearth of technologists right now in our field in Canada. So a lot of our graduates, our students actually are getting jobs. They're hired months before they graduate. So fun fact, this is not a new test. So in fact, Hans Berger, who was a German psychiatrist, recorded the first human EEGs in 1924. And I actually heard that he actually performed these on his children. Next slide, please. So a little bit about the program. It's a continuous 24-month program. We usually have 8 to 10 students each year. We have, the program actually runs there's a new cohort that starts each year. We also begin in January. So in year 1, the students actually are at BCIT, where they have lots of lectures and labs, learning and applying their foundational knowledge and theory. There's one 4-week clinical practicum, and it's in June of the first year. And then in the second year, there's 3 online seminars while they do 40 weeks of clinical practicum. So the clinical practicums are times when you go out to a hospital and you work in a hospital. So you do 3 12-week clinical practicums, and then they're separated by 2 weeks. And then at the very end, you can do a 4-week clinical practicum, trying to find maybe somewhere that actually interests you more, perhaps that you're interested in working for in the future. So in total, BCIT gives you 44 weeks of clinical practicums, as I mentioned. Each week is approximately 35 hours, so 5 days of 7-hour shifts. We use many sites across Canada, and we work with you to find something that's going to work for you. So, for example, if you tell me that you have an uncle in Calgary, and that going to Calgary would really help you out, we'll make that happen. We do ask that 50% of all clinical placements occur outside of the Lower Mainland. We think it's very important that you see different ways of doing things and get some travel. So the career outlook is just fantastic right now. So it's very optimistic for our graduates. Lots of ENPY technologists from our program actually go directly into the field. And all of our graduates easily find employment, as I mentioned. So our graduates have become, as I mentioned, technologists, eventually chief technologists, department managers, instructors, researchers, equipment sales representatives, and program managers. Lots of opportunities.
Sorry, that took a while to change. Christy, I think I'll be taking over from here. If you would just want to take a moment before we get to the questions and answers,
Sure,
I'll
thank you, Dan.
quickly go through some admissions information for everybody. As you can see, the start date for the program is in January, like Christy mentioned. So the next start date would be 2025 in January. And the application period is starting in January 2024 and will go to the end of May. And that'll be the first review. And then from June the 1st to August 31st, 2024, there'll be the second review. And the program is 2 years long with an intake every year. And applicants to this program must either be BC residents or be sponsored under an interprovincial agreement. Filling out the online application is relatively straightforward. Everything is done online now, so everything must be digital. So once the application opens for each cycle, you can log in and review the online application. You work on filling out the application at your own pace, and it does not go to admissions until you have paid the application fee. The date that you apply does not have an impact on your application, and you have until the application deadline date to submit your application. And regarding the application process, you will first review all the entrance requirements and the application processing dates. And you will then upgrade if necessary, and BCIT does offer upgrading courses in many of the subjects, and program advising can help assist you with that. Ensure that when you apply online that you have all of your required documents, such as transcripts, ready to scan and upload as PDF files. And bcit.ca/admission can help guide you through the step-by-step application process. And once you are ready to apply online, you can visit bcit.ca/apply. And the application fee for domestic students is $90 Canadian. And the application process, like I said, takes place entirely online. Therefore, you will need to convert any official transcripts or any other paper type documents that may be required into PDF files. Let's review the requirements. As you might see here, first, the English Studies 12, Pre-Calculus 12, or Foundations in Math 12, Physics 12. There's BHSC 1200, which is Anatomy and Physiology or equivalent. And there's a mandatory applicant questionnaire. And shortlisted applicants will be required to complete a multi-mini interview process, an MMI. But preference will be given to applicants with academic grades above the minimum, additional post-secondary academic courses, a bachelor's degree, or work or volunteer experience with the public in a related field. The admissions process is first, admissions will assess online applications within 2 to 4 weeks. Thank you for your patience. Applications that are complete are sent to the department. Then the department shortlists and selects applicants after the application deadline date for the MMI. And then decisions are made, then admissions sends acceptance letters out. And currently the commitment fee is $500. And now just moving away from the academics, I'd like to let you know that BCIT is committed to supporting students in a holistic sense, and we want you to succeed not only in your academics, but also outside of school. And some of the student services are available to you as a prospective student, and others will be available to you once you become an enrolled student. And here are some of the important student supports I'd like to mention. If you are Indigenous, BCIT's Indigenous Initiatives Department is there for you to ensure a smooth transition into your first year. They offer peer-to-peer mentorship, a welcoming gathering place, and provide clarification on Indigenous funding. BCIT's awards, scholarships, and bursaries are listed on our financial aid and awards webpage. Definitely worth checking that out. There's all kinds of great resources for you. BCIT is committed to providing assistance to students with permanent or temporary disabilities. And if you have been accepted to a program and you believe that you may need accommodation, to be successful, I would encourage you to connect with the Accessibility Services Department. And BCIT Student Health Services is a health clinic located on the Burnaby campus, and they provide medical care for current BCIT students all year round. And we also have a counseling and student development department, and they're available to help you enhance your educational performance and maximize your success as a student at BCIT, and it is all very confidential. Our recreation services promotes, encourages, and enables the practice of physical well-being, and we consider recreation an integral part of campus life and welcome all students to enjoy their services. It's a great big gym, and they have actually just opened a new climbing wall. You might want to check that out. Additionally, please don't hesitate to contact Program Advising if you have a question or unsure of anything. They can answer questions regarding entrance requirements, the application process, student resources, success strategies, and program schedules, and many other things. They're available to assist you on specific days by telephone, email, or in person or virtual appointments. And please go to their webpage at bcit.ca/advising for their most up-to-date contact information and service hours. And if your inquiry is time sensitive, please call during the telephone advising hours, and that's the best option to get your answers quickly. And I also want to mention that Health Sciences has social media handles. We'd love for you to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or LinkedIn. And there is a lot more information on the bcit.ca website. You can get information about campus tours, spend a day, so you can be a student for a day in a lot of programs. That's a great thing. Big info and other info sessions such as this one. And of course, bcit.ca/advising to get answers from a program advisor. Kicking along pretty quick here, and that brings us to the questions and answers. Now, it might be a great time to ask. There's not too many people on the call. We have a program advisor and a program head, and I'm sure they know that most of anyone at the Institute. And please feel free to put something in the chat. If you don't want to type it out, you could always mute your microphone and ask live. And I'll just give a couple of minutes for anyone to think about that. Someone could be typing right now. And while we're hoping and waiting for some questions to come in for Christy or Bhavina, our advisor, I'm just going to put these very important email addresses. So if you have think of some questions after our session today, and they're program specific, and you can ask Christy by sending her an email, and also program advising for anything that's more admissions related, and you can get answers you need from there. Thank you all for being with us today, and we wish you all the best.